Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Learn to Code with Aditi. Today I'm going to write the code and also explain you the algorithm for this subarray sum equals k problem which is there in Leetcode. So let me give you a small overview of this problem. We are given with an array of integers, that is nums, and our task is to find the number of subarrays of the given array whose sum of all elements is equal to the given value k. Now the point to be noted here is we need subarrays and not subsets. Both subarrays and subsets can be defined as set of some elements of the parent array, but elements should be necessarily contiguous in a subarray, while this is not the case with a subset. Now let us understand the problem with the first example given. The value of k is 2 and the array given is 1, 1, 1. Now there are two subarrays whose sum is equal to 2 in this case. First one consists of 0th and first index and the second one consists of first and second index. So the answer for this case is 2. Now let us go and understand the algorithm. We will take a hash map to store the number of times a prefix sum occurs. So key will be prefix sum and corresponding value will be the number of times a prefix sum occurs in the array. Prefix sum can be defined as the sum of all elements from 0th index to that particular index for which we are calculating the prefix sum. So let's take a hash map. Then at the next step, we are going to take a variable sum to store the sum of elements of the array till each index. Then we'll take a variable count to store the count of subarrays with given sum k, which we'll return later. Now we'll start iterating over the array and add the element at each index to the sum. If sum is equal to k, we'll increment count by 1. Also, we will add the count of a prefix which is a result of current sum minus k. To understand this, we'll consider an example in which there are certain number of elements in an array. Let's consider the sum of these many elements is s, and s can be considered as sum of a random value r and the given integer k. So in order to consider this array, we need to find if the hash map contains s minus k. If it contains s minus k, then we are going to increment count by the corresponding value which is stored at s minus k. Then at each step we will store the count of current sum in the map and then finally we will return count. So let's start iterating. First element is 1, so we will increment sum by 1. We will check if sum is equal to k, that is 2, 1 is not equal to 2. So we'll check if sum minus k is present in hash map or not. So minus 1 is not present, so we'll move to the next element which is again 1. Before moving to the next element, we'll store this prefix sum 1 along with its count in the hash map. Then for the next element 1, we'll increment sum by 1, so it becomes 2. Now we'll check if sum is equal to k, which is true. So we'll increment count by 1 and also check if sum minus k is present in hash map. That is 0 is present in hash map, which is not true. So we'll store this prefix sum 2 along with its count 1 in the hash map. Then again we'll move to the next element, that is 1 again. So it becomes 3. We'll check if sum is equal to k, which is not true. So we'll check for the next condition, that is sum minus k present in the hash map. 3 minus 2, 1 is present in the hash map. So we'll increment count by the corresponding value stored at 1. So count will become 2. And then finally, when the iteration ends, we'll return count. So the answer for this case is 2. Now let's go and write the code. We'll take a hash map of long to store prefix sum and integer to store count. Then we'll take a variable sum of long data type, which will be initialized to 0. And then we'll take int count. Then we'll start iterating over the array. At each step, we are going to add a current element to sum. We'll check if sum is equal to k. If this is the case, then we are going to increment count by 1. If map contains sum minus k, then we'll increment count by that particular value. And at each iteration, we'll store prefix sum along with its count. And then finally, after the iteration ends, we'll return count. Let's run this. Sample test cases are successful. Code is submitted successfully. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Please let me know in the comment section if I have to improve on something, or if you guys want me to solve any other question.